If I were to be dating again, the thing I wouldn't want to tell my prospective date is that I'm a host on a podcast with two other white men. That's the biggest red flag about me. I'm on a trivia podcast with two white men. And I'm a regular. I'm in fact a cornerstone of the podcast.
It's incredibly embarrassing.
You've been on every episode.
I've been on every episode.
Trevor, Blaise, welcome back to the pod. Question number 1. Comedians say funny stuff. British people say stuff funny. Like at the end of a popular 2-line celebratory song, they say, "And so say all of us," instead of making a statement about how no one can refute the claim in the song. What song is this? So while Trevor and Blaise think about that question, welcome listeners and viewers to the Evil Trivia Podcast. It's great to have you here. As always, we have a hidden theme round of trivia for you. There are 8 questions, and these 8 answers are all connected by some hidden theme. Usually it's just a word within each answer. If you would like to play along to this round, head on over to patreon.com/eviltrivia, where we have this round and many others you can test yourself with. And if you live in New York City, come out to our in-person trivia night every Tuesday at 7:30 at St. Timphna's in the East Village and Radagast Hall in Williamsburg. Blaise, Trevor, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to the podcast. It's a Saturday morning. It feels like it's before dawn for Trevor.
Listen,
what's going on?
Listen, I've been waking up early for this new job. I've been driving around, so I got some good shut-eye last night. I get to wake up at a leisurely hour today for the first time all week.
Good. Blaise, how about you?
Trevor, we got to stop meeting like this, man. But yeah, I think my weekends, all 9 hours of it, are off to a good start. Coffee is kicking in, so I'm not going to be useful on this question, but I hope to be useful on the next one.
Well, do either of you have any idea what this question's answer could be?
So I think I can hear the melody in my head, and so say all of us, something like that, and so say all of us. It's bugging me a little bit. I do think we're going to be able to get to it because it's like a folk song that we'd sing separately at the end. It's like for He's a Jolly Good Fellow. You know, it's something like that.
Globally popular song. That, is in the public domain. Otherwise, Anglican. Graham wouldn't be able to use that question in this trivia.
Yeah,
we have really good lawyers here at the Evil Trivia Podcast.
Yeah, security.
Again, Graham, I keep telling you this. I am not a lawyer. You can't keep looping me into emails like that.
I just CC Blaise in. Just take it out with my lawyer. And then Blaise gets to respond and says... Blaise responds and gets to say, "You don't have to answer that," and then we just both ignore the thread.
Evil Trivia's protection is the well-known security through obscurity clause. we are protected because no one knows who we are.
It's actually a pretty good point.
It's
how many things are we doing illegally that we just don't know about? Probably a lot. I mean, I know it. I know which ones I'm doing. All right.
Trevor, you want to cop to any illegal activities you're doing on a
lately?
Public podcast?
Lately? Yeah. No, not now that I have a job where people at my job can hear about it. I have to actually censor myself for once. All right. Question number 2. I think we're going to be able to get it.
Question number 2, solve this triple rhyme time. The strange clue leads to a 3-word phrase where each word rhymes, and I'll also say the order of the words doesn't matter.
Okay.
So here's the clue. A maraca belonging to bovines going into combat. A maraca belonging to bovines going into combat. Solve this triple rhyme time. This is a classic Jeopardy style round, but we've been doing them on the back of round 2 a lot lately. We actually did it last week, and it's just such a fun one because these like very roundabout, strange clues lead to these kind of neat little rhyming phrases. Any idea what this could be, guys?
Trevor, I think I know what the second and third one are. It's boar going into war, but I'm not sure what the maraca would be in that one.
Boar.
That's my best triangulation.
Bovine. I like where you're going with it. I think boars are porcine, aren't they?
Okay.
All right.
Totally. Let's cross that out. Yeah.
Let's think about that. Boar.
Blaise just drops off the call.
There's not a lot of opportunities in your week to be able to use porcine in a relevant way. Not my week. So maraca. So like a shaker, like. What are other terms?
Yeah. No, the audio isn't coming clear. You just do that right into the mic. Yeah.
Can you lean into the mic? Mm-hmm. What are other terms for maraca? Okay, man.
Pig going into the
sounds like
pigs.
You guys know what a maraca is.
Pig things. It's not pig things. It's cow things. Don't make me say porcine again. Bovine, cows, bulls, ox. Ooh,
oxen.
Okay, I think we're gonna have to come back to this, but this is a very interesting one. I like it. I like it.
As fun as it is watching me guys
Blaise and Trevor classic.
Yes.
It's all in question too.
The second half. Second half.
Okay.
All right. Number 3. What Japanese electronics company is primarily known for one line of their consumer products, leading the sponsorships like being the official timekeeper of the US Open for about 25 years, and is recognizable for their EcoDrive solar technology. 3 again. What Japanese electronics company is primarily known for one line of their consumer products, leading to sponsorships like being the official timekeeper of the US Open for about 25 years, and is recognizable for their EcoDrive solar technology for number 3? Blaise, we've been to the US Open together.
We have, but
I think during the time that this was the official timekeeper for the US Open.
Thank you for the hint, because I know we're off to a sluggish start. So let me just pull back the
hints to remind you that you've been to the US Open.
Yeah, the archive of all the sponsorships from like the 2018 US Open. That'll help.
He's going into his mind hovel. He's digging out.
Do you remember any of the installations that we went into? Because I remember there was a smart car one that was awesome.
Oh yeah, we did the big tennis racket thing.
Racket.
Yeah, we started hitting
I don't know why that had to do with a smart car.
Yeah. So
maybe that wasn't a smart car.
Timekeeper leads me to believe that it's a watch brand, or they do some element of, that's the timekeeping part is watches. But I don't know. So I wouldn't classify any of the big watch companies that I would associate with sponsoring tennis as technology companies. Because in the past, it's been Omega, which... we wouldn't do back-to-back Greek themes. Rolex, which is not Japanese.
Japanese,
There's Seiko, but I don't know if Seiko is at that. Yeah,
and what do you do with
technology?
Seiko? Well, I suppose, would you call it a watch company? Seiko, Sanyo. Okay. Let's come back to number 3. I think we're going to get this one. TM.
I hope you're right. Yeah,
I think we can get this one with some more answers.
That's going to be on the merch. There's going to be a picture of you and me, and it's like we'll get it eventually.
We'll get it in the second half. We'll get it in the last 2.
Yes, we should start selling merch to our 3 listeners. We should do like a fan meetup.
That's just your yearly Christmas party.
It's just trivia on Tuesdays.
At this point, we have more guest hosts lined up for the podcast than we do listeners, because we're just taking all the listeners and being like, "Hey, come on the
podcast." Achieve
fame. The Rodwell tipping point is when we can't keep up with the number of listeners on the podcast.
Well,
Perfect.
10,000 hours means we only have to do like 100 of these podcasts at the rate that we're going.
It's like a kind of podcast pyramid scheme, because every time we bring on a guest listener, they bring their family. So with each guest listener, we increase our listenership by one mother and maybe a sister.
And they
or
say
brother.
every successful startup is a pyramid scheme. That's what they say.
That's what they say. All right, question number 4.
Question number 4. What 1940 film starred one of the most iconic actors of that era in his comeback to cinema, as he played 2 roles in the film? 1, a ruthless leader of the fictional country of Tomania, and 2, a barber living in a ghetto trying to resist oppression. Number 4 again, what 1940 film starred one of the most iconic actors of that era in his comeback to cinema, as he played 2 roles in the film? 1, the ruthless leader of a fictional country of Tomania, and 2, a barber living in a ghetto trying to resist oppression. That's question number 4.
Blaise.
All right, I think we're ready to hear question 5.
Oh, come on. Really?
Oh, man.
Really? I'm shocked. I'm really surprised here.
This synopsis does not help me, but I'm sure I probably know the name.
Wow. Maybe I should. I was thinking about putting the actor in it. I thought about putting the actor in it, but I was like, oh, maybe that's going to make it too easy.
Barber.
Interesting. Well, I'm not helping you now.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to throw the lifesaver here.
The lifesaver?
The breath mint.
Yeah. I do have coffee breath right now.
But I want a lifesaver. I just have bad breath in my mind.
The only name that's coming to me right now as actors from that era is Clark Gable, but I don't know if he had a comeback to cinema, because this was around the peak of his powers, if you will.
And so if it's a 1940 film, it's going to be a play on, is it science fiction? Is it just like a dystopian, movie about fascism? What film at that time? Tomania. Okay, let's come back to it.
We'll come back to it. I think we're going to get it. My apologies for the swing and the miss on the difficulty on that one. I thought that was going to be an easier question.
I think we're going to get it.
I'm also just a movie nerd, so.
And just 5. A man.
And I'm just a man. Number 5. Sorry, if I sing another line of that, then we'll get sued for copyright. Number 5. In the 17th century, it was a dangerous maritime signal, meaning no quarter. In more contemporary times, people refer to it in the context of relationships as something that could spell a deeper issue with a person, and when posting, usually use its matching emoji. What concept am I referencing? Number 5 again. In the 17th century, it was a dangerous maritime signal, meaning no quarter. In more contemporary times, people refer to it in the context of relationships as something that could spell a deeper issue with a person, and when posting, usually use its matching emoji. What concept am I referencing?
Okay.
All right, I think we're on the board, Trevor, because this
we've got.
Yeah, I've been told I possess many of these, so this is just top of mind for me. But I believe because of my 17th century maritime background.
Yes.
But the answer here is red flag, I believe, because that is certainly the lingo of like what you look out for when you're, I guess, screening for people.
Yeah, that's definitely
what is a red flag for you, Blaise? Like if you saw another person, what's a red flag?
If I saw another, like what I
what do you look out for another person as a red flag, like an underrated red flag?
Knows their 1940s cinema. That's a huge red flag for me.
Okay. All right, well there you go.
Yeah,
Trevor, what about you?
What is my red flag, or what is a red? Because I'm thinking about the questions, or what is a red flag that I look out for in other people?
Oh yeah, no, that's a better one. I like that interpretation.
What is your red flags?
What is your red flag? What is the thing that people don't really know about you, but when they see it spells a deeper issue with you?
I think we should save this for the evil therapy podcast that we do nowadays.
If I were to be dating again, the thing I wouldn't want to tell my prospective date is that I'm a host on a podcast with two other white men. That's the biggest red flag about me. I'm on a trivia podcast with two white men. And I'm a regular. I'm in fact a cornerstone of the podcast.
It's incredibly embarrassing.
You've been on every episode. Yeah, at least I have an out. Yeah, I have an out if anyone ever asks me.
Right.
Blaise gets to be like, oh, my friends keep begging me.
Yeah, I've been like on 5 episodes in a row, but I promise I'm just a recurring character. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is all assuming red flag is correct.
This is assuming red flag is correct. Yeah. Black flag could be another one, but I don't think that's as ubiquitous as red flag.
That's for the pirate dating apps that you're on.
Okay, number 6.
Booty finders, booty searchers.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
That's really good.
Before we move too far ahead,
for one of these trivias.
You want to take a stab at the hidden theme?
I don't want to take a stab at the hidden theme, but the Japanese electronics company, maybe Suzuki. Doesn't Suzuki make watches? And they're like a major Japanese brand.
Would
you call them?
I'm not sure about watches. I know they make
motorcycles,
like automotive, motorcycles.
Okay, let's just post it on the wall. Yep. We're coming back.
Plow through.
You guys have it's like the Pepe Silva scene from Always Sunny. The string and all the
cigarette
smoke.
What does it mean?
All right, have you guys seen 6. Speaking of do you guys know what scene I'm referring to?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the fan theory that it's just him reading Pennsylvania on the address because he's illiterate?
That's pretty funny. That's pretty good.
Why is every envelope addressed to Pepe Silva?
Oh my God, that's so funny.
That's really good. That was really good.
All right, number 6. What company began as a simple restaurant in London, decorated with donations from people like Mark Bolan and Glenn Fry, and is now present around the world and even has a hotel in Vegas and a location in Times Square? Number 6 again, what company began as a simple restaurant in London, decorated with donations from people like Mark Bolan and Glenn Fry, and is now present around the world and even has a hotel in Vegas and a location in Times Square for number 6?
Oh boy.
I know.
Okay.
Wow.
Simple
oh my
restaurant
God.
in London, decorated with donations from people like Mark Bolan.
I think our best guess to get this one is what are restaurants that we know in Times Square that isn't Bubba Gum Shrimp.
Right.
That's definitely not.
I don't understand why you have to take shots at Bubba Gum Shrimp. It could be Bubba Gum, but
that's a good route.
Yes.
I'm on board with this approach.
So it's not going to be like the Olive Garden.
Oh, could it be the Hard Rock Cafe?
I was trying to think of the Hard Rock one, and I think you're probably right. Oh, a hotel in Vegas. The Hard Rock Hotel. Yeah. You're totally
Hard
right.
Rock. Yeah, that could be.
The Hard Rock Cafe. Hard Rock Cafe.
I think just Hard Rock is probably the words here because cafe, hotel.
Yeah,
probably that third word depends on what the location is. Would be my guess, but all right. So we got red and rock, or flag and rock, or red and hard, or flag and hard.
Blaise is learning permutations in real time. Okay. We'll move to 7.
Yeah, we have no fewer than 4 possible. Okay, go ahead.
Number 7. Number 7, a collection of myths published posthumously in 1977 was partly inspired by Finnish mythology and the legends of the fall of Atlantis. The author that wrote it intended it for it to be a story written by a fictional author, just like his other work in the same universe, including his massively successful fantasy trilogy. What is the title of that trilogy? Number 7 again. A collection of myths published posthumously in 1977 was partly inspired by Finnish mythology and the legends of the fall of Atlantis. The author that wrote it intended for it to be a story written by a fictional author, just like his other work in the same universe, including his massively successful fantasy trilogy. What is the title of that trilogy? So not the collection of myths. What is the title of the trilogy that I'm referencing for number 7?
I'm going to use my Trevor's old joke now, and you were around in '77, so you probably heard of this author's.
He was
passing.
old in '77.
I was
Long in the tooth.
I was voting. I was taking control of foreign governments.
Who'd you vote for in 77?
Here's my U.S. presidential knowledge. Was Reagan
non-election
around?
here.
Was it the one before Reagan?
Is it a mayoral race?
Yeah.
Um,
I guess it was Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter, sure.
Anyway.
Peanut farmer.
Good word association.
Okay. Collection of myths published posthumously. Man.
I dialed it up. You guys are just too smart for me. I don't know how to dial up
the
the difficulty here.
trilogy.
Massively successful fantasy trilogy.
Massively successful fantasy trilogy, which there are
I might
there
be
are many.
I might be off the mark with the year because I might be off by like 50 years on when this person passed, but I feel like this was around the time of Tolkien.
I know. I was wondering
and in
if
which case the answer is The Lord of the Rings. Because he definitely wrote these in the early part of the 20th century or late 19th century, somewhere around then. And then if he was just like puttering around until 77.
So then the work that the question is referring to, not the answer, but the work that the question is referring to is the Silmarillion. Is the Silmarillion inspired by Finnish mythology? That would be very interesting. That sounds very Tolkien. Okay, Lord of the Rings, massively successful.
The answer to this question would be The Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
mm-hmm. And I would agree with
if that is the right
that's the right
path.
Answer. Lord of the Rings.
I would agree with that if that's the right answer.
Yeah, I would also agree with that.
That's the most deposition answer I've ever heard from Trevor.
Yeah.
If it's not the correct answer,
then I would agree with it.
No,
once again, I am not a lawyer, so you can feel free to shoot from the hip. But yeah.
All right, number eight, and then let's see if you guys can figure this out. Maybe this will be like a completely unusable round. Maybe it won't. Number 8.
Yeah.
On a certain game show that, upon its U.S. debut in 1998, was offering the largest cash prize in U.S. game show history, offered lifelines to its contestants. Name the lifeline that was retired in 2010 due to concerns of cheating. Something people at Evil Trivia definitely don't do, and we definitely don't mark you down points when you do. Number 8 again. On a certain game show that, upon its U.S. debut in 1998, was offering the largest cash prize in U.S. game show history, offered lifelines to contestants. Name the lifeline that was retired in 2010 due to concerns of cheating. Something people at Evil Trivia definitely don't do, and we definitely don't silently mark you down points when you do. So name that retired lifeline.
So, Trevor, I believe the game show in question here is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And in which case, the 3 lifelines that were used at the time, or at least during its popularity, were phone a friend, 50-50, and ask the audience.
Yeah.
50-50 is controlled by the show, by the production team. So I feel like that is not the answer to this one.
They're not suggesting that the whole audience is cheating. So I feel good with you that it's probably phone a friend.
Phone a friend. Yeah. If that is one. Although there is a pretty notable cheating scandal involving like someone in the crowd in the British version of the show, just like coughing whenever. Yeah.
How interesting.
Yeah. Again, like with groupthink, if anything, you're diluting down.
Unfortunately, coughing isn't a lifeline. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like to have somebody in the audience cough, please?
Phone a friend. Man. Okay.
So phone a friend, I think, is the.
I'm gonna do a little recap.
Yeah.
We'll see how you guys can do from there. Number 1 is about that song. The British people at the end of the song say, "And so say all of us." We make a statement about how no one can refute the claim in the song. I'm looking for the title of the song. Number 2 is the triple rhyme time, a maraca belonging to bovines going into combat. Number 3 is that Japanese electronics company, timekeeper of the US Open, Eco Drive Solar Technology. Number 4 is that 1940 film, a ruthless leader of a fictional country. Number 5 is that concept. You guys have guessed Red Flag. Number 6 is that restaurant. You guys guessed the Hard Rock. Number 7 is that trilogy. You guys have guessed the Lord of the Rings. And number 8 is that lifeline. You guys have guessed Phone a Friend. So need answers for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Seems like your confidence level is high for 5 through 8.
I am trying to deduce the theme here, Trevor, just based on the ones that we have good confidence in.
I know. While you're doing that.
Yeah,
you just vamp about. Yeah, just talk about whatever.
Part of the podcast everyone listens to on like 3x speed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One thing,
Trevor, why don't we make it a conversation?
Okay. Do we have to, or can we work on the trivia?
I thought Blaise was working on the trivia while you were just going to vamp and say empty things.
My hope here was to be able to go through some of the questions while he's working on that. Okay. Particularly this bovine. This bovine going into combat. Because I think that's probably the most approachable if we don't have anything for, like, say the movie question. We don't have anything to sort of work on in there, do we? Or the timekeeping question. The bovine question we could totally get to if we had enough time. We don't have enough time. And if
the triple rhyme time thing is always a synonym game,
right?
It's always a synonym game,
right, exactly. You could sit and kind of go down, at least combinations of 2. Like we had the right idea with, what did I say, Boar and War, but because then it becomes easier to find the third one. But in any case. But Blaise, the difficulty, of course, is having to do all of this while sitting and also entertaining people entertaining the 3 people who are listening while we're doing this.
Yeah.
The one-to-one.
Please stop listening.
Podcast host to audience.
Yeah.
So, Trevor, I think the theme is more likely to be of the construction of like blank word.
Okay.
Pulling from the words in our answers as opposed to things that fall within a bucket, because these are pretty general terms or words that we have thus far, right? Flag or red, hard or rock, lord, ring, phone, friend. Like these, it feels like they could be. It's unlikely they are types of something.
Sure,
and it's possible that they're just like word blank. But short of that, I'm just drawing. I'm drawing an actual blank with these.
Just draw
the blank. Chain. Yeah.
All right. Well. Let's lock in some answers. Yeah. And then I'll start delivering. I'll start doing a slow drip of hints, and then we'll see how we do. It's early on a Saturday morning, so your brains aren't working. I'm trying to be nice to you guys.
Don't try and be nice. You literally have.
You guys are idiots for not getting a couple of.
There we go. That's the Graham we know and love.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So I need a guess for number 1, the song.
Go for it, Trevor.
Well, here, why don't you talk to Graham while I think about the trivia, since we didn't get anything out of you.
Okay. All right. Put my pen down.
Fuck me, I guess. Okay. So,
hey,
what's up, dude? Is any of this usable? Will this be usable?
Listen, no one is afraid of us doing poorly on the podcast.
Was any of it usable? Is any of it ever usable? The published episodes?
Is this good? Are we doing a good job? Like, who grades this? Okay. I know you grade our answers, but who grades the emceeing of the trivia podcast?
It's the age-old question.
Yeah. Well, this one certainly is puzzling. I'm not good at vamping like you, Trevor. I'm really, I don't think it's a gab.
All right. We don't have an answer for number 1. We'll come back to it.
Number one, no answer. Number 2, triple rhyme time. Number 3,
don't have an answer for that one.
Number 4,
we're gonna say Seiko for number 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5 or number 4.
4 is the 1940 movie.
Yeah. Don't have an answer for the movie.
Yeah.
Damn. Number 5.
This is the
Red Concepts.
Red Flag.
You guys have guessed Red Flag. Number 6, you've guessed Hard Rock. You want to lock that in?
Yeah.
Number 7, Lord of the Rings, locked in. Number 8, Phone a Friend, locked in. Any guess for the hidden theme?
Dancing. Lord of the Dance.
Okay.
Flag dance.
So,
Good, yeah,
So
good answer.
you guys, out of 10 possible points, got 4.
Hey.
The ones you were confident you got.
Fuck yeah.
Let's go through an order, and I'm gonna deliver some hints. Let's see if we can get your score.
Yeah, because I think we can get there.
Number 1, Trevor did say the answer at some point to this song. So the British people say, and so say all of us, and then when we sing it, we make a claim at the end of the song, and no one can refute the claim. Nobody can deny this.
And nobody can deny. Yeah. So we did get there. We did get there. I'm counting this as 5.
Number 1 is
Sounds like we got 5 right. Yeah.
Number 1 is for he's a jolly good fellow.
Graham just doesn't listen.
Yeah. Number 2.
If you
Bovines,
say
you're right with.
If you say that Boar was correct, I'm gonna scream.
Of course not. You were right by saying cow. How would you describe like multiple cows?
A herd.
No, like
I wouldn't
a more
use the
cow
correct term for a collection of cows.
Like when you're going to a ranch with cows, what would you call that ranch?
Cattle going into battle.
Going into battle.
And
rattle, cattle, battle.
Cattle, battle, rattle.
Cattle, battle, rattle.
Number 3, you're right that it's a watch company. Eco Drive, this is kind of a tough one.
Yeah.
It's not Casio or Seiko. Those are the other 2 big Japanese ones. I said electronics company because they make like calculators and stuff. They're mostly known for their watches, especially like outside of Japan. The company starts with the C, the letter C. It's just a word in English, which is kind of interesting. Not like a Japanese word. That doesn't sound Japanese.
I'm sure we're gonna know it once you say it, but I'm
just gonna give it to you. It is Citizen watches. Yeah, Eco Drive is like their big patented. You've never heard of Citizen?
No,
I did not know Citizen was Japanese. I had that floating in my head, but that wasn't.
No kidding. I've never heard.
Number 4, the actor is Charlie Chaplin. And it is like a statement on fascism and Nazi Germany and Italian. Yeah. Do you remember the full title?
Oh, I don't.
The Dictator is the Sacha Baron Cohen movie.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't. I know the movie, but I don't. I'm gonna blank on the title right now.
It is The Great Dictator.
The
Charlie
Great
Chaplin.
Dictator. Nice. Yes. Very nice. I didn't know that was his return to cinema. I didn't know he had a return to cinema.
He was only in 2 movies in the 30s and came back in 1940. It was in The Great Dictator. Number 5, Red Flag. Number 6, Hard Rock Cafe. Number 7, Lord of the Rings. Number 8, Phone a Friend. Your hidden theme words I'm going to give you and see if you can get the hidden.
Sure.
So number 1, it's fellow. Number 2, it's battle. Number 3, it's just citizen. Number 4 is dictator. Number 5 is flag. Number 6 is hard. Number 7 is lord. Number 8 is friend.
Interesting. Flag.
And Blaise was right with the construction that it's blank something.
Sure.
So it's a word that can follow all of those words.
Sorry, you said the first 2 are fellow, and then which are the battles?
Fellow, battle, citizen, dictator, flag, hard, lord, friend.
Surely we get this with all of the
we
pieces
haven't
of the
before.
puzzle. Surely we can just figure out how they match up. Okay,
it's tough.
I'm going to rescue our audience.
Please do.
From this. I'm looking for blank ship. Fellowship, battleship, citizenship, dictatorship, flagship, hardship, lordship, friendship.
Of course.
Ship.
Ship.
Lordship.
Usually at this point I say well done, guys, but I can't lie.
Don't lie to us. Don't lie to us.
This is what happens when I have to get up early for this.
This is definitely the hardest.
You're not beating the sleepy Blaise allegations.
I had a cutting room floor question.
Sure.
So an extra question that I cut. The HST, which features an 8-foot mirror, has allowed us to understand key questions like the expansion rate of our universe. What does HST stand for?
The Hubble Space Telescope.
Yes, and spaceship
Nice.
would be the thing there. Yeah. Well, I have some notes for the round.
Give it
We're going
to
to play
us.
some games and stuff. The Great Dictator question, I probably will add in Charlie Chaplin based on my sample size of 2 players right now. Just
having no whiff of an idea. Yeah, that's probably smart.
It was made during neutrality with Germany. It was like kind of interesting that like pre-war, but it like showed like all the problems with fascism and even like had like concentration camps in it. Before that was like, you know, this like post-war, like, oh my God, or, you know, atrocity type stuff. Great movie. Also Tomania, wonderful trivia fodder for fictional countries and movies and fictional flags. Like their version of like the Nazi like flag is super interesting. Number 2, the Silmarillion was the thing I was not number 2, but the second thing I want to talk about. The Silmarillion was the thing I was referencing with the Lord of the Rings question. Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit were both written from the perspective, like were both written as stories by Bilbo and by Frodo. And the intention was for the Silmarillion to have like a similar narrative author, like in universe fictional author to it. Never got around to it. It's sort of like a very
he died,
you know, cobbled together. He died, very cobbled together pages of notes, basically. But his son very involved in the publishing of it. So in a way, there was like this editor, which I think is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I've tried to read the Silmarillion. If either of you have, it's
tough. That is heavy reading.
It's a really tough read.
That is historical reference material.
The Hard Rock Cafe, I didn't realize was bought by the Seminole tribe of Florida in 2007.
The entire like company, like all of it.
That's
I had no idea. That was kind of interesting. And they like expanded it out more internationally, and super interesting.
That's crazy.
But I did want to talk a little bit in more detail about Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You know, it's a trivia show. We're a trivia show. There are peers. So
they walked so we could run. Yeah.
They walked so we could get 4 questions.
They've experimented with some interesting lifelines over the years, like double dip. Can you guys guess what double dip is?
You can guess 2 questions or 2 answers, and if either one is right, you get
the same thing as a 50-50. I guess it's like a little bit different because they removed 2.
I was going to say, I don't know that it's the same thing as that, because sometimes there are 2 really good answers, but the 50-50 takes out the 2 shitty answers. So I do think there's some difference there.
That is one of the more like TV elements of that show, is that people will always kind of like talk out how they're thinking about it. Like, I know it's either A or D, so I'm going to hope that the 50-50 wipes out.
Like I said,
it literally never does. Yeah, it literally never does.
The producers in the back are listening to which ones you think it is.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they're always going to.
What I'm doing on the podcast. They have a lifeline called 3 Wise Men. Guess what this is?
3 wise men. Do you get just 3 random people who you're led to believe are good at trivia, and you hear their answers? Like, you get stuff. I don't have any smart friends, so can you give me?
There are 3 like past winners or like trivia people like sequestered in a green room. And it's like, I want to use the 3 wise men.
That's so funny. Are they always men?
I tried to look into this. I didn't have enough time to fully research it. If you know the answer to that, write it in the comments.
Perfect.
There's there's an Ask the Expert. There's the 3 wise men. There's also, they've been doing Ask the Host, which I think is really funny. Like, Jimmy Kimmel, what do you think?
Yeah. What do you think the answer is?
Oh man,
it was awesome. All right, as a little game I want to play. I'm not going to do all of them. There have been like maybe a dozen or so $1 million questions in the history of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. The first one.
Let's see if you pick out the one that I know.
The first one's a bit famous, so you might know it just because it was the first one, and it was the guy that like called his dad just to tell him he was going to win. Like, he was the lifeline for that. Nice. If you ever seen that clip. The question is, which of these presidents appeared on the TV series Laugh-In? A, Lyndon B. Johnson, B, Richard Nixon, C, Jimmy Carter, D, Gerald Ford.
Oh, I remember this. I think it's Nixon, right?
It's Nixon. Nice? Yeah. And he like calls his dad and he's like, Dad, I didn't actually need to talk to you. I'm just calling you to let you know that I'm winning the $1 million because the answer is B, Richard Nixon, final answer.
Awesome.
And it's like, that's such a cool answer.
That's awesome.
The second one is so easy. It's so easy. Maybe I'm just like trivia nerd, but number second one. This guy won a year later. How many miles from Earth is the sun? 9.3 million, 39 million, 93 million, 193 million.
That's easy.
So one astronomical unit.
1 AU.
We clearly both know the answer, but I took the last one. So
I appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go based on my knowledge of how to answer multiple choice questions. I'm going to go C.
Yeah, that's correct.
I got $1 million. No, the one that I know, I'm not going to be able to remember the question, but I remember the answer. There was $1 million question about like a golf resort that has a presidential like nuclear bunker underneath it. I'm obviously editorializing for time here, but it's like, you know, what golf hotel something and then was like a place for the president to hunker down, and there were a bunch there were a bunch there, and the answer is the Greenbrier in West Virginia. And I know that very confidently because for a period of time we had a manufacturing location in Virginia that was near there, and everyone in the town would always talk about like, have you been to the Greenbrier, because you get to go down and see the bunker. And it was like this, best kept, too well kept secret of Western Virginia and West Virginia. And so when it came up as a question, I was like, I could have totally won $1 million.
Do you remember the context of the question? Like, because I was pulling stuff up. Do you remember who was answering?
No, I don't remember anything
it
was
Norm Macdonald.
Oh, hilarious. Yes.
It was Norm Macdonald. And then he's like, I think it's this, but it's for charity, so I'm not gonna guess. I would have guessed the Greenbrier.
That's right.
And he walks away because part of the game is like you can walk away.
So funny. And that would have been why I saw that, because I love Norm Macdonald, and so I'm sure I would have been watching clips and highlights of his and heard that question, and been like, oh shit, I could have gotten that question. That's so funny.
Speaking of Norm,
we are gonna go head to head.
He does call out. He calls out that exact same thing of like the 50-50 is like, now if I tell you I'm between B and C and I want to use my 50-50, you're not going to get rid of A and D, are you? And then Regis is like, no, we won't. And then he gets rid of A and D. Is like, I told you. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to go head to head.
Let's do it, baby.
On some visuals. So our first visual, as you can see here,
to the best winner.
We have, what did we even call this? I forgot what we called this. A band on ship. This is the band of the bands.
Oh my God, that's
on a bunch of ships, both real and fictional. Name the ship that the band is on. A band on ship.
No. Okay.
We'll let Blaise take the first guess for this one. Blaise, draft an image, guess, and if both of you get one wrong in a row, we will move on to the next visual round.
So it's just naming the ship, right?
Name the ship.
These are the same image. Okay.
Name the ship.
I will take
the bands.
The one layup that I see and say 4 is the Millennium Falcon.
Nice.
4, the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars, correct?
Then I'll take the other layup. Number 1, that is the Starship Enterprise.
Good. Okay, I was worried you might get the ship wrong, but yes, it's the Enterprise.
Do you think I would say it's the Star Trek ship? what did you think?
No, or like, aren't there other ships in Star Trek? Aren't
there
like
there are, but I don't,
one of them,
I don't think you're gonna pick out some crazy ridiculous one. Okay. All right, Blaise.
Blaise, back to you.
Oh boy. Is number 2? Sorry, these are real or fictional or both? These are fictional.
Wait. Our answer number 1, we said Millennium Falcon. Number 2, we said the Starship Enterprise. And was your question? Are all these ships real or fictional?
Yeah,
I just want to make for those at home.
Spaceship,
keeping track.
the spaceship that's floating out of the water. That's real, right? Yeah.
Blaise really does believe in a long time ago in a galaxy far away.
Some of these are historical. Some of these are fictional.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna guess 2 is the Mayflower then, and hope that is right.
2 is the Mayflower.
Well
Let's go. Let's go.
Number 6, Trevor? I believe that is the Maine of Blame the Maine on Spain.
Blame it on Spain.
Yep, exactly. 1898. Yeah, I didn't see that in the corner. Yeah, okay. Oh my God.
Who left? Number 3, number 5.
I'm going to pass.
Okay, Trevor.
Okay. Number 3 is the ship from Peter Pan, and I think that's called the Jolly Roger.
That's correct. Blaise, back to you.
Yeah, I didn't know what the answer was.
Blaise, an attempt on number 5 or pass?
Pass.
Okay.
Trevor,
now number 5 I want to say is the fantasy series. Is it the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe one where they have the ship and I don't think I'm going to be able to get this, and I won't make people struggle through it. It's the Dream Catcher or the Dream Weaver.
Really close. It is the Dawn Treader. The Dawn Treader.
I was not going to get there, but yes. Right. And it's that franchise, right? It's Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yes.
Yeah. Damn.
3-2. We're going to stay with ships. And for this one, I need you to name the movie and name the ship. Oh, and I'll also say you're not allowed to guess number 5 because that is also the Dawn Treader.
What?
I just realized.
I'm wondering if I would have gotten that. I don't even think I would have gotten that.
So we'll start with Blaise.
Oh my.
Because he's in second place, and we're gonna make it close. I'm just gonna put my thumb on the scale to make it close.
Thank you.
He has the lead in our running thing because you keep giving him handicaps.
No, I don't know about that, Trevor. That sounds like you're just being salty.
Blaise, you're first. Name the movie, name the ship. As always, if it's part of the franchise, just the name of the franchise.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have to get both.
One looks like that is your girl, Keira Knightley, Trevor. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to guess that is Pirates of the Caribbean. And in which case, I think this is the Black Pearl.
That's correct.
Nicely done.
Trevor.
Number 3, that is Forrest Gump, and the ship is called the Jenny.
Yep, exactly. Well done.
I didn't know if it was just Jenny or something else. I stayed away from that one.
It's not the Jenny, it's Jenny, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Blaise, back to you.
I'm going to say that 6 is also Pirates of the Caribbean, but that is the Flying Dutchman.
Nice.
Incorrect. Trevor?
Damn.
I don't know the name of the ship, so I'm not going to do 6, but I know what 6 is from. Okay.
It's a 2, 4, 6 are available.
Is One Piece, and the ship is called. It's like the Friendship. It's not, but it's like Friend something.
Trevor, that's it. I'm going to say no. Yeah. Blaise, back to you.
Well, I got it wrong too, so I think the round's done.
Number 6 is Game of Thrones, and it is
Game of Thrones. So in order,
that's totally true. Yeah. Okay.
In order, we have Black Pearl from Pirates of the Caribbean, the SS Poseidon from Poseidon Adventure, great movie. Mm-hmm. Number 3 is Jenny from Forrest Gump. Number 4 is One Piece. The ship is the Going Merry. Number 5 is the Dawn Treader from Chronicles of Narnia, Voyage of the Dawn Treader. And number 6 is Game of Thrones, and that's a Euron ship called Silence. Silence is the name of the ship.
Totally.
Nice. It is 3-4. And I don't have the, let me pull up a different image for this really quickly.
Blaise.
While I'm doing that, you talk.
I was totally leading in. I was totally walking in, and I was like, all right, here we go. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Blaise, what's the last ship that you've been on? Are you a cruise guy? Are you a catamaran sort of mate?
I am. Those are the only 2 options, as you know. So
do you
I'm going to say
spend much time in rowboats and kayaks?
No. I am very famously anti-cruise. I don't see the appeal. I think that anyone who that is a way for us to just select out people who we want to purge from society if and when. It's just whoever opts into cruise ships of more than 5 days. That's.
I hear you on that.
Yeah, my most recent sea vessel that I was on was probably the Governor's Island ferry.
Okay, well, let's see
Okay.
if you remember the parts of the Governor's Island ferry or other ships.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
This round is called Not for Land Lubbers.
Like. Yeah, okay.
And I'm pretty sure it does. And you have to match the part of the ship on the right, so keel, foremast, quarterdeck, jibboom, rudder, figurehead, to the part of the ship that is labeled with the letter. So you'll say the keel is A, for instance. So Blaise, we'll start with you. Part of the ship.
Part of the crew.
For the round.
Part of the ship, part of the crew. The rudder is M. That's my guess.
The rudder is M. Sorry, I just pull up my answers here.
M is in
Yes,
Nancy.
the rudder is M. That is correct. Okay. Trevor, over to you.
The figurehead is G.
The figurehead is G. Well done.
And I am now out of guesses. The quarterdeck, is that O?
That is correct. That is O. Well done. Trevor?
The keel, is that I?
That is correct. Well done.
Okay. Nice.
Blaise?
Is the foremast C?
Incorrect. Trevor?
Is the jibboom D?
That is correct. Blaise?
You want another shot of that foremast?
Is the foremast E then?
E? No, it's not E.
Oh, damn.
Trevor?
Is the foremast B?
It is B.
I didn't. Well, we didn't get to
C
the part
is pointing to the mast.
Didn't get,
is it? C is
no.
Is C not pointing to that mast?
No, it's pointing to a different part of the ship.
P, A, and B are the ones pointing to the mast. So this isn't just a question about ship parts. It's also a question about graph reading and illustration.
Diagram. What is C pointing to then?
I forget. I don't have the entire key out in front of me, but it's it's
that bundle
the
of
thing that goes like the bundle and the thing that goes sideways. Like if you were to look at this in another angle. But
we didn't get to the part of our banter where I was going to tell you that I lived on a catamaran for like 6 months before college.
Well, so the score is 5-8, and it's good for Blaise because the freezer in question is worth 4 points.
What a fucking coincidence! Who could have possibly seen that fucking coming?
It'll be 2 as always.
No, listen to me, Blaise. I specifically hate the game.
It'll be 2 as always. Blaise can play for honor here. Here it is. Okay. The Hard Rock Cafe was purchased in 2007 by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Let's take the amount of money they used to pay for the Hard Rock and let's go to the Hard Rock Casino and put it all on 28 to honor April 28th, which is today when trivia is hosted in the bar. How many billions of dollars would we end up with if the roulette ball landed on 28? So the winnings plus the original amount. You'll send in your answers.
And you repeat the first part of the question,
what was the year that purchase happened?
2007 is when the purchase happened. So take the amount of money that the Seminole Tribe of Florida purchased the Hard Rock in 2007. Take that amount of money instead of buying the Hard Rock. Go to the Hard Rock Cafe or Casino. Put it all on 28 in roulette. And if it lands on 28, how many billions of dollars would you get back? So just give me like an integer. Like you don't need to write all the commas and all the zeros. Just give me a number of billions.
Okay.
Okay.
Need a guess.
Okay.
Let you both think for another few seconds. Type it in and I'll count you down for your guesses. And are you both ready?
Oh, wait. I didn't type mine into my answer sheet. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'm good.
Okay. And 3, 2, 1, send.
Ooh.
Well, didn't even need the 4 points. Because Trevor, you are, well, I guess probably should say what the number is first. Trevor, 79, the answer was 34.6 billion. It was $965 million. It's 35.
I was going to say, my suspicion was that I didn't know whether they would have spent $1 billion, and if they did spend $1 billion, it probably wasn't too much more than $1 billion, and our roulette odds 30x if you get the number, something like that.
It's 36, I think, or 30. Yeah, maybe Graham said 35, but it's
I said 35.
Like
that was a cursor. Yeah. Maybe it switches a little bit from casino to casino.
Yeah, based on how they have 0, double 0.
Right, I wanted to play.
Depending on where you are in the world, there's either the 0 or the double 0. Those don't impact the odds, but there are like deviations in the game depending on where you play.
Sure, there you go.
The billions actually threw me off because I was like, all right, I think that this went for no more than a couple $100 million, but I didn't think scaling it up by 35 gets you into like comfortably into the billions.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to play another game, but we're gonna save it for next time. So tune in next week on the Evil Trivia Podcast.
Do it.
We're gonna have another game that's added to the pod. So a few shout outs before the end. One shout out to Trevor for taking back the crown on the head-to-head. Shout out to the Book of Evil Trivia Puzzles. Buy this on Amazon, wherever you get your books, as long as it's Amazon.com. Shout out Jeff Bezos. Love that company. Come out to the bar at Radagast and St. Timothy's Tuesdays at 7:30. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Patreon. If you're watching us on YouTube, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, leave a comment. We will reply to the comments.
We do.
Sorry,
we will.
We will reply. Sorry, let me rephrase that. We will reply to the comment.
And like for like, if you leave a long comment, we will leave a long reply.
That is a promise that Trevor has made just for those who are listening.
That's what I'm here for.
That is.
Graham, can we talk about
the?
I know the timing is off, but can we talk about the special event on this Tuesday? You want to launch it?
Oh,
it's not going to matter for people listening to the thing.
By the time this airs, it's not going to matter.
But it's a cool thing to talk about.
I can sort of talk about it. We are helping the New York Times out with an unofficial sort of unreleased trivia game that they're testing on Tuesday. So if you came out to Dimphina's, let us know how that was. I'm promoting it in past tense. It was Tuesday at 6 o'clock.
And listen to me, audience.
If you weren't there, it was amazing.
It was really cool. Oh, you totally missed it. Whatever happens there. Yeah. Graham, do you remember when that thing happened?
Oh God, that was amazing.
That was great.
Trevor, you got arrested. I don't know how you posted bail so quickly.
I never got my shirt back. That's what's so crazy about it.
Yeah.
He went straight. Trevor went straight back to the podcast basement.
back to the podcast.
You had to buy that Charlie Crockett shirt off of some guy in Tompkins Square Park.
You got it off of Charlie Crockett, actually.
The Charlie Crockett.
Okay. Parting words, Blaise, you want to go first? Anything you want to say to the audience before we wrap?
I will get them next time. Trevor, you may have won the battle with the cattle, but I will ultimately defeat you in the war with the boar. So
well done.
Fantastic
Trevor?
work. Nope, I got nothing. Show up to our second New York Times related trivia.
Thank you for listening as always. See you next time on the Evil Trivia Podcast.